Okay, Terry Crews, America's Got Talent, the Champions. It's the biggest new show of the year. It's just a ratings blockbuster. What was it like for you to join this AGT family? Because the judges, they've been around for years now.
Well, what's so crazy is that being married for 30 years and having 5 kids, AGT was a staple in our household. It's kind of thing that, we used to sit down and watch and cheer and vote, and you just go, oh my God. And it's been on for years. So I cannot tell you, when I got the call, I remember my kitchen island will never be the same because I actually jumped up on it and danced around like, holy cow. Like, this is the thing. My family screamed. Everybody just went crazy because they're like, we are fans of the show. We were fans first. And my kids are like, wow, Dad, you are going to be the host of the spinoff of America's Got Talent. And this is the best of the best. Like, it's not like you're doing, the regular one. You're doing one that's like the all-stars. And let me tell you, I could not be more thrilled. My family showed up at every taping. Every time we did it, they were all there. And I am literally, it's the world's biggest talent show, but I'm the world's biggest host. So it's all good. To me, it's a match made in heaven, man. I'm big. And you know what? Another thing I have to say is that for me, after spending 7 years in the NFL, this is the thing that actually satisfies that need. Because I remember being in the NFL, you get a tackle, there's 80,000 people screaming and hollering, you get an interception, you make a play, and I missed that. I missed it. But now I get out there and you get the cheers, you get the thing, and I get that live interaction, and there's no concussions. I get my knees are fine.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, great.
Well, one of your new coworkers / bosses is Simon Cowell, and he has this reputation for being mean and grumpy. What is he really like in person?
He is a sweetheart. I gotta say now, but this is what I love about Simon. Simon, and it's funny because Simon and my wife have the same temperament. They love you, but they are going to keep it real 24/7. My wife is like, that was not funny. I did not like what you did. I'm like, I was ready for Simon. You know what I mean? Because, you get what you get. And my thing is, people don't understand that Simon is the way he is because he actually is helping you. Like, he really, you need that feedback in order to improve. He'll tell you what's wrong, but if he loves you and you do it right, there's no better champion for your talent. No better. He will make sure you get the biggest worldwide audience you could ever get. And that's what I love about him. And let me tell you, when I got off the stage the first time, I was really nervous because, I'm ready to get this whole thing. And he was like, fantastic. I was like, oh my God, I got it. Like, listen, that's all I wanted to hear. I kind of ran away after that. I think he was still talking, and I just kind of ran out like, I did it. Because that's what you want. I mean, this is his baby. This is Simon Cowell is he's the man when it comes to Got Talent.
Well, when you said Simon said you were fantastic, that made me immediately think of Tape Face giving you the golden buzzer. Yes. I think this is the first time a contestant has ever given a golden buzzer. Take us through that whole thing, because you look like you didn't know what was going on.
Oh, I didn't.
He pulls you up, he makes you put on all these weird clothes, and then he walks away and just leaves you there. What are you thinking in your head?
I had no idea what was about to happen. But again, that's most of my career. I am a giant happy accident. You know what I mean? So, but one thing I knew, as I was willing, he put, it's funny because he threw me out there. He did his thing, but I knew it was going to be something good because I remember how great he was the first time. And when he puts all these clothes on me, and then the music started, and I was like, "Am I gonna do this?" And I was like, "Oh hell yeah, I'm gonna do this!" Because you got to understand too. One thing about Terry Crews, I am the biggest ham that has ever existed. When the lights start going and the whole thing, I love just being an entertainer. There's nothing more satisfying. And then he put the music on. I wanted to help Tape Face. You got to understand too. I am the bodyguard of these acts' dreams. Literally, I'm the first guy they see when they come on the stage, and I'm the first guy they see when they come off. and I want to help them. I do not want to be yet another antagonistic voice that they have to hear. You got to understand, these guys come up and people tell them that's not going to work. Their parents are saying, you need to do something else. Go get a job. Go get it. I'm here to tell them you can do it. I'm here to say, man, go out there and give it your best. Do everything you have to do, because this is the same thing. I remember moving from Flint, Michigan, all the way to LA to chase this dream. You know what I mean? And these guys have been through tremendous, tremendous obstacles to get where they are. And damn it, I want to make sure they have the best escort ever to make sure that they can do their best performance, and whatever they need, I got them.
Well, all of the other judges have given their golden buzzers, and I believe next Monday's new episode is your turn. I wonder if there's anything you can tease about your golden buzzer pick.
One thing I can say about my golden buzzer, and when you look at talent shows, most of the time they're made up of singers, magicians, different things. You have never, ever seen an act like the act that I gave my golden buzzer to. It is absolutely one of the most phenomenal things. I literally ran out to give the buzzer, you know, because this is the thing too. It's such an enormous responsibility, because you do understand when you press that button, you are changing someone's life forever, instantly. And then you want to make sure that you made the right decision. You don't want to regret it. I didn't want to come home like, oh no, man, I should have did this. I should have did that. Let me tell you something. I have no regrets, no such regrets. Absolutely deserving, and you will see why.
That's great. I can't wait. So far, I've loved all the judges' picks. My personal favorite, Susan Boyle, she got the first one of the season, and I was just so happy. I think I've seen her Wild Horses performance 10 times. It was just so good.
It ain't good. My wife and I were actually in tears when we saw her. I mean, come on. You know, again, she represents so many people who later in life get a shot. You know what I mean? And there's so many dreams wrapped up in Susan Boyle. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, my God, if she can do it, I can do it. There are people who now have decided, I'm going to try that business. I'm going to do that thing that I thought I couldn't do, just because she's inspired a generation to go for their dreams. I love it. We were in tears.
As a super fan, do you have a favorite act of all time? I'm like Heidi. I love the professional regurgitator. I will watch his videos over and over and over. I like the gross kind of, you know, the Deadly Games type of acts where it's
so funny. It's so great that you would mention it. You know, I have to say I have a personal affinity for Deadly Games, personally, because and let me tell you why. It's not him, the guy who's doing the crossbow. It's his wife who's holding these things.
Yeah.
First of all, people forget, like, you imagine the confidence and the security that you have to do to hold these balloons and objects and have arrows shooting through them, knives thrown at you. And I said, the courage of this woman is underrated. Like, you know, you need that act is too perfect. It's like, without her, there's no him. And I tell you, I look up to her more than anybody. I think I look at this act and I go, oh my God, the courage that it takes for you to stand there and get knives thrown at you, and anything can go wrong in just a split second. I got nothing but guts. Again, that's that NFL in me. It's that kind of like, you know, here it is, a kickoff, and anything can happen in this game, but they play it for keeps. And I love Deadly Games. And also my boy, John Dornbos. John, we played in the NFL together, and to see him and all the success he's had after his career is over, because I tell players all the time that your life begins when the game ends. And John is a perfect example of that. He's a motivational speaker right along with his wonderful magic acts.
I thought he would win that when he was on a couple years ago. I thought he was going to win that season, but that was, I mean, I've noticed the past couple of years, the finals are so good that it's just hard to predict who's going to win, because first, second, third, fourth, they're all just exceptional.
Slamming. And you know, it's so funny because it's kind of like movies. You know, when you look at, you know, the Oscars or Golden Globes and all this stuff, you go, well, everybody has their favorite movie. It's kind of subjective. You just kind of, hopefully at that day and time, it's also as to what the themes are, what's going on in the nation at the time. So that's weird. It's kind of like, you know, when you look at the temperament of the country, that might just determine who's better at that moment. You know what I mean? Is the country in the mood for singing? Are they in the mood for magic? Are they in the mood for whatever? It's for comedy. It's really, you know, what the country needs at the moment. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's not about who's good. It's about timing too.
I wrote this article at Gold Derby about how a lot of the former winners that came back, they're all being eliminated early before the finals, like Darcy Lynn and Paul Zerdin, Bianca Ryan, Kenichi. Do you have a theory about why some of the winners aren't doing as well? Are they nervous? Or maybe the judges just want to give a second shot to some of the past people that didn't win?
Oh, well, you know what? One thing I have to say too is that when you look at this new iteration, you know, this spinoff, the Champions, this was about redemption. You know, there are a lot of people who got their second chance. You know what I mean? And there were people who Simon was like, okay, you were memorable, you were amazing, something went wrong, and now you get another shot. And they came ready. You know what I mean? These are people who do this for their lives. So it's one of those things where, you know, if you won a Super Bowl, do you keep winning them? You got to earn it every time, you know? And another thing too that I admire about these acts is that even with the previous winners who came back, there was really not a lot to prove, so to speak. But because they love what they do so much, they got another opportunity to perform. It's really not about winning or losing. It's really about doing what you love in front of the biggest audience of all time on the biggest platform. And there is no platform bigger in the world than America's Got Talent.
I love when Darcy got eliminated. She was so gracious, and she actually tweeted about Angelica Hale the next week about how she was so happy for her, and that just made me feel good as a fan. Like, they're all supporting each other, even though not everyone could make it through.
But you know what? I have to say this too. I mean, it's a family. It's a family, and it's not, because what are you going to do? I mean, how are you really competing? It's kind of like you just go on stage. You don't think about anybody else. It's kind of like running a race, looking at your opponent. You can't win. You know what I mean? It's not about that. It's literally about just doing what you do. And then you let America sort it out. You let the judges sort it out. And everything kind of comes to people who deserve it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, who's to say, you know, who's great, who's not? It's let America sort it out. But you gave your best shot. And these guys support each other. They want to make sure that everyone gets their shot, just like I do. So I see nothing but good things.
Let's pretend you were a contestant instead of the host. What would your big talent be? Because I will readily admit I have no talents. I don't have. There's nothing special about me whatsoever. So I would lose. But do you have something like are you a good singer? Are you?
You know what? I would probably sing and dance. I'm pretty good. You know, I ain't gonna lie. Like, wait. My thing is, I hit you with the shock. You know what I mean? Because you see a guy like me, and you wouldn't expect me to dance or sing or do all this stuff. And then I would hit you with the biggest, like, Frank Sinatra type jam, and everybody would flip out. And I would be a crowd favorite because I would definitely pop my pecs and do anything to win.
And you've hosted a lot of shows before. Like, I think we all remember you on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Yeah. How is AGT Champions different from everything else you've hosted?
My God. First of all, it's the scale. When you look at it's literally like the Super Bowl every week. I did the daytime version of Millionaire, and it was a little bit smaller. And then I did a show called World's Funniest, which was a little bit bigger than that. But to get on this worldwide level, first of all, everywhere I walk now, people are like, I love you on AGT. AGT. This awareness I've never experienced before. I mean, when I say my life has changed, it's true. I walk around and people are like, oh my God, you're the host. You're the host of AGT. It has taken me to a much bigger level. And I feel that. I feel it, but I also feel ready because I kind of cut my teeth on those smaller shows and earn my way up, just like the acts that are going on stage. You got to do the small towns. You know what I mean? You got to fight your way up. And I feel that I'm ready. And I really feel like it's a match made in heaven. I'm going to tell you this right now. I feel like I want to be the host for America's Got Talent from here on out. I'm going to put that out there right now. It's something that I love. It's something that I'm with. And if Simon will have me back, I would be honored to do it again.
Well, I think America wants you back. We all love what you're doing. And you just, the fact that you're a super fan just makes you feel right at home. And we can tell your love for the show and your love for the contestants. It really comes through.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And before we go, I have to ask one Brooklyn Nine-Nine question.
Yes.
It's been on for 6 years now. First on Fox, now on NBC. Is it still as fun today as it was 6 years ago?
Actually, it's better. Because first of all, if you ever lost something, you get it back, you appreciate it more. And our show was canceled. Our show was gone. And for 30 hours, we were wondering, oh my God, maybe we should have appreciated it more. You know what I mean? And then to get this new shot on NBC, every day we're on set, we don't take for granted. And I'm telling you, the cheers, the laughs, the fun, let me tell you, we enjoy it more than ever. And we're looking forward to more seasons of this too. I mean, because the deal is, it's like, who gets that? Who gets a show canceled and then the internet brings your show back? Literally,
so rare.
I mean, I don't know what else to say. I feel like a guy who's been granted a new lease on life, and you get a chance. Only thing I can compare this to is the day my wife let me back in the house. That's real. I love you, baby. Thank you.
Well, Terry, it was great to chat with you, and I can't wait to see who your Golden Buzzer pick is on Monday, and then the finals are after that, and it's going to be really exciting to see who wins this whole thing.
Oh, man, it ramps up so good. Thank you so much. You're going to love it. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
How are you?